Posting less, doing more. Comparing less, reflecting more. Discussing less, accomplishing more. The media is the most powerful entry in earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent. And that is power because they control the minds of the masses. So why not use that power of media to bring positive change and harmonious life? I personally know that the significant roles of media is for the information. Sending and sharing of information is the major function of media. In education, media provides a lot of skills and knowledge, then try to educate people directly or indirectly using different forms of content. In entertainment, the media gives pleasure to people. Media fulfill this function by providing amusement to people. Newspaper, magazine, radio, television, and online medium offer stories, films, serials, and more to entertain their audience. Sports, news, film, art, music are all other forms of media, which is also useful to every individual. Here in entertainment, media makes audience recreational and leisure time more enjoyable and fun.
We all know that mass communication is a process of sharing messages to a large number of audiences through some forms of technology at a time, and some forms of technology used to spread messages is the media. Since information is knowledge and knowledge is power, media offers authentic and timely facts and opinions about various events and situations to mass audience as informative items. Information provided by mass media can be opinionated, objective, subjective, primary and secondary. Informative functions of media also lets the audience knows about the happening around them and come to the truth. Media disseminates information mostly through news, broadcast on radio, TV, as well as columns of the newspaper or magazines. And on the aspect of education, media provides education and information. It provides education in different subjects to people of in all levels. They try to educate people directly or indirectly using different forms of content. For example, distant education program is a direct approach. Dramas, documentaries, interviews, teacher stories, and many other programs are prepared to educate people indirectly. Especially in the developing country, mass media is used as effective tools for mass awareness.
Persuasion, it is another function of mass media. Persuasion involves making influence on other minds. Mass media influence audience in varieties of ways. Media content builds opinions and sets agendas in the public mind. It influences both changes attitude and moderates behavior. Using editorials, articles, commentaries, and among others, mass media persuades audience. Next is surveillance. Surveillance denotes observation. Here, observation means to watch the society closely. The function of mass media is to observe the society closely and continuously and warn about threatening actions to the mass audience that are likely to happen in the future in order to decrease the possible loss.
Likewise, mass media also informs about the misconducts happening in the society to the concerned authority and discourage malpractices among mass audience in the society. Warning or beware surveillance occurs when the media inform us about threats from hurricanes, erupting volcanoes, depressed economic conditions, increasing inflation or military attack. This warning can be about immediate threats or chronic threats. Similarly, news of increasing deforestation, drug abuse, girls trafficking, crimes, etc. are also disseminated which may harm the peace and security of the society. News about films, local theaters, stock market prices, new products, fashion ideas, recipes, and so on are examples of instrumental surveillance.
Next in line is interpretation. The mass media do not supply just facts and data but also explanation and interpretation of events and situations.
Media offer various explanations, correlating and interpreting information to make the reality clear. Unlike normal reporting, interpretation functions provide knowledge. News analysis, commentaries, editorials, and columns are some examples of interpretative contents.
Next is linkage. The function of media is to join together different elements of society that are not directly connected. For instance, mass advertising attempts to link the needs of buyers with the products of sellers. In this way, media become bridge between different groups who may or may not have direct connections. Next is socialization. It is the transmission of culture. Media are the reflectors of society. They socialize people, especially children and newcomers. And now, let's proceed to the significant roles of media. Specifically, media helps individuals to learn to think critically. When people evaluate media, they decide if the messages make sense, including the key ideas before being convinced on the information that they get from it. Significant roles of media also is to become a smart consumer of product and information. Media literacy helps individuals learn how to determine whether something is credible, especially the advertising, before they can be persuaded with the products on sale. Next is it recognized point of view. Identifying an author's perspective helps individuals appreciate different ideas in the context of what they already know. Next rule is that it creates media responsibly, recognizing one's idea and appropriately expressing one's thoughts lead to effective communication. Next is to identify the role of media in our culture. Media conveys something, shapes understanding of the world, and makes an individual to act or think in certain ways. And last rule is to understand the author's goal. Understanding and recognizing 10 types of influence something has people can make better choices. See, media is always kind to us, and we can benefit from it in many ways. And in my field of specialization, I believe that as a future educator, media can help me in every aspect of my chosen field because using media engages students and helps keep their attention focused on the lesson. It helps them stay engaged and interested in learning. It aids student retention of knowledge because it allows students to read, watch, or hear information multiple times
in different contexts over time.
And as a Filipino major, I can integrate media to my future teaching, like for example, having an activity in line with visual media, which is to create an art using different kinds of art materials, showing our Filipino heroes. From that activity, students can enhance their own talent and effort. Another one, involving students into active teaching and learning process through the use of social media. In today's generation, we all know that social media is commonly known media. I will involve social media in the classroom not only to engage students but also to support their educational development. It would be wise to leverage it. Although some people have negative opinions about social media, but using it for learning purposes is not dangerous. Instead, it is sensible. Since students are mainly accustomed to social media, it makes the teaching and learning process even more exciting than learning by traditional tools. Even more, sharing information with other students promotes deeper engagement between students, plus it can be a strong motivator as a students can put more effort to their work, knowing that it will be interacted through social media. Social media is not only about Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, but also Google Document, Google Drive, Google Classroom, YouTube, and etc., which is really helpful for me as a future educator. And as my specialization is Filipino, we can see that digital media can preserve the Filipino language, Filipino culture, traditions, and beliefs. Ang ating mayaman at makulay na panitikan, ang gramatika, bala, rila, at matatalinghagang pahayag. And any lesson about Filipino through the use of digital media. Like for example also, the application, tools, and website in line with digital media that can help me craft my lesson plan, assessment, evaluation, and way of teaching and delivering the lesson as a future educator will definitely help me soon when I'm already at my dream career. Another kind of media that is also useful is audio and print media. In print media, there comes a newspaper, magazine, and any other print material that can help me browse and grasp information. If, for example, my lecture is all about balita, pamahayagan, editorial, at iba pa. Through that sources, I can deliver my lecture well. Also, audio media, when it comes to music, sound, speech, and any other form of oral communication. For example, as a future educator and Filipino teacher, tuwing sasapit ang buwan ng wika ay higit na kailangan ng mga ganitong klase ng media to present and perform. Also, if my topic is all about, like for example, balagtasan and talumpati, this audio media can help big. From that activity, students can enhance their own talent and effort. Another one, involving students into active teaching and learning process. I believe that as a future educator, media can help me in every aspect of my chosen field because using media engages students and helps keep their attention focused on the lesson.
That is why media is really a vital for us because it covers almost all human activities.